According to a recent interview that he gave with Salon.com's Chauncey DeVega, psychiatrist Dr. Mark Goulston says that Donald Trump's fear of public humiliation is what is driving him to be far more delusional than usual in the last few months, and possibly the last few years, really. But Goulston put it this way. He said that Trump has clear signs of narcissistic rage, which stems from a deep-seated fear of exposure as inadequate or not living up to an ideal self-image that the individual projects. Goulston says, "What is relevant about the above is that the greater the sense of humiliation, the greater the rage. And if not winning the 2020 election wasn't humiliating enough, the thought of losing to Joe Biden may have been so much of a public humiliation as to push Trump over into a delusional state of mind. If that is so, it is not enough to just claim the election was stolen, but he may now be seeking to expunge it from the record and history books. Trump's latest rants are consistent with this." So to kind of boil down what Goulston told DeVega, he's saying that anytime Donald Trump has, really any kind of public humiliation, whether it's with the 2020 election, as he points out, whether it was with the Mueller investigation, the New York fraud trial, the other, indictments he's faced, anytime there is one of these public humiliations, Donald Trump's narcissism is pushing him into these states of pure delusion. Now, Goulston, of course, as a psychiatrist, has not had the opportunity to sit down with Donald Trump, so he can't accurately, diagnose him. But I do think, obviously, there is a ton of evidence to back up everything Goulston is saying here. And it does go back all the way to the Mueller investigation. Hell, it goes back even further than that. Like, if we look at the results of the 2016 election, where Hillary Clinton got 3 million more votes than Trump, he kept saying, nope, that's not true. We won by 5 million. Then, Inauguration Day, he said we had the largest crowd ever, even though the photographs online were showing his sparsely attended event compared to President Obama's historic moment. Another public humiliation that drove him crazy for months. Months! This man ranted and raved about that. Then, of course, the Mueller investigation, where he felt the walls were kind of closing in, so he went ballistic, starts tweeting out all these crazy things all throughout the investigation. Same thing with the documents. Same thing with the New York indictments, with the New York fraud trial, with the Georgia trial, with the 2020 election, everything. Anytime Donald Trump faces something that is not ideal or exposes him as a bit of a loser, he freaks the hell out and it bugs him. It lives in his mind for months, sometimes even years, because there's something wrong with him. That's the bottom line. And that's the thing we all have to remember, because he's showing us very, very clearly these are not just rants on social media. They are symptoms of a much larger and far more serious mental problem. And that's what Donald Trump is, according, of course, to the experts.